Perception is power. People trust what looks established, successful, and dominant. That's why a fancy restaurant with mediocre food often stays packed, while a hole-in-the-wall spot with amazing dishes struggles for recognition. The truth? People associate size with reliability. If something feels big, it must be stable, trustworthy, and valuable. And if something looks small, they assume risk, inconsistency, and amateur effort. Smart entrepreneurs understand this psychological shortcut and use it to their advantage. They create an illusion of scale, appearing as a dominant player even when they're running the show from a laptop at a coffee shop. But here's the trick. Looking big isn't enough. What sets winners apart is delivering service like a hungry underdog. Why most businesses get it backward. Imagine you need tech support. You expect a frustrating maze of automated menus, long wait times, and scripted responses from someone reading off a screen. That's what happens when companies get too big and bureaucratic. Now picture the opposite. You call, and a real human answers within seconds. They listen, fix your issue immediately, and even follow up later. Suddenly, you don't just trust this business, you tell everyone about them. Most corporations fail at customer experience because they prioritize systems over people. But for small businesses, this is a goldmine. When people expect mediocrity, you can blow their minds by delivering the unexpected. Let's dive deeper into this concept through a conversation between two entrepreneurs. Sarah. I'm trying to grow my graphic design business, but I feel like no one takes me seriously. Jake. What does your website look like? Sarah. It's functional, just some basic templates and a contact form. Jake. That's part of the problem. Perception matters more than you think. People won't hire you unless you look like you already have clients. Sarah nods thoughtfully but presses further. But isn't that kind of fake? Shouldn't my work speak for itself? Jake smiles knowingly. Your work does matter. But perception gets people in the door. Once they see how good you are, they'll stay. The key is balancing appearance with authenticity. This exchange highlights a common misconception among small business owners, that talent alone will attract customers. While skill is essential, perception plays an equally critical role in building credibility. The power of looking established. A well-crafted brand makes people assume you're an industry leader. Let's say two businesses offer the same service. Business A uses a generic name like Mike's Web Design, has a poorly designed website, no customer reviews, and a slow response time. Business B has a professional-sounding name like Elevate Digital Solutions, a sleek website, customer testimonials, and a strong social presence. Which one would you trust with your money? Probably Business B, even if it's just one person running it from a laptop. That's the power of perception. People will assume your expertise based on how you present yourself. Take Emma, for instance, who started a freelance writing service. At first, she called her business Emma Writes Stuff, thinking simplicity would appeal to clients. After months of struggling to land high-paying gigs, she rebranded to Clear Voice Content Agency and revamped her website with polished copy, client testimonials, and case studies. Within weeks, inquiries doubled, and her rates skyrocketed. Here's how you can harness the power of looking established. Build a brand that feels established. Use a professional business name. Drop the John's Landscaping and go for Evergreen Property Solutions. Names should evoke professionalism and expertise. Create a high-quality website. Invest in clean design, easy navigation, and strong messaging. Tools like Squarespace or WordPress make it affordable to build a sleek site without breaking the bank. Have a polished online presence. Active social media accounts, glowing reviews, and press mentions build credibility. Even a few strategic partnerships with influencers can elevate your profile. Look like you have a team. Even if it's just you, list departments, support, billing, etc., to create the perception of structure. For example, instead of saying, "Contact me. Use our support team is here to help." 2. Deliver service that feels personal. Looking big without acting small creates the same frustrations people experience with large corporations: cold, impersonal, and frustrating service. To avoid this trap, focus on these strategies. Respond faster than expected. When customers think they'll wait hours and get a reply in minutes, they're hooked. Speed signals competence and care. Solve problems immediately. Don't push people through an endless process. Make them feel valued. For example, if a client emails about a billing error, resolve it on the spot rather than escalating it to multiple departments. Follow up. A quick email or message days later shows genuine care, which big companies rarely do. Something as simple as just checking in to see if everything is working smoothly can turn a satisfied customer into a loyal advocate. Deter competition before they start. One hidden advantage of looking big: it discourages competitors. If someone is thinking of entering your market, they'll research existing players. If they see your business looking well-funded, dominant, and growing, they may rethink competing with you altogether. For example, consider Alex, who launched an e-commerce store selling eco-friendly home goods. By investing in professional branding, showcasing partnerships with environmental organizations, and maintaining an active blog, he positioned his startup as a leader in sustainability. Competitors assumed he had deep pockets and backed off, giving him room to dominate the niche. This strategy works exceptionally well for online businesses, where perception plays an even greater role. Execution beats appearance. At the end of the day, it's not just about looking successful, it's about backing it up with action. If you focus only on appearances but don't deliver, you're no better than a flashy restaurant with terrible food. However, if you master the balance of looking established while treating every customer like they're your only one, you create unstoppable momentum. Your brand will grow, customers will become your biggest promoters, and your competition won't even try to keep up. Let's revisit Sarah's story. After rebranding her graphic design business, she didn't stop there. She implemented personalized onboarding processes for new clients, offering detailed consultations to understand their needs. She also sent handwritten thank you notes after completing projects, a gesture that stood out in today's digital world. Clients were so impressed that they referred her to colleagues, creating a steady stream of referrals. Real-life inspiration to illustrate the power of combining appearance with execution. Let's look at MailChimp. When Ben Chestnut and Dan Kurzius founded the email marketing platform, they were a tiny team operating out of Atlanta. Yet their branding made them appear much larger than they were. Their playful mascot, Freddie the Chimp, gave the company personality, while their user-friendly interface signaled professionalism. But what truly set MailChimp apart was its commitment to customer experience. Despite their rapid growth, they maintained a personal touch, responding quickly to user queries and providing extensive educational resources. This combination of looking big and acting small helped MailChimp scale into a billion-dollar company. 3. Golden Formula. The golden formula for lasting loyalty is simple. Look big but act small. Build a brand that commands respect. Deliver service that feels personal. Balance perception with authenticity. When done right, the illusion of scale becomes reality. Customers trust you, recommend you, and stick with you. Not because you're perfect, but because you've mastered the art of exceeding expectations. So ask yourself, does my business look established enough to inspire confidence? And am I delivering the kind of service that turns first-time buyers into lifelong advocates? Because in business, perception might open doors, but execution keeps them wide open.